get used to this shit. How do I start this? So, currently today, it is. What's today's date? I think it's the 26th of January. Yeah, 26th of January. It's 11:30. Just late night gaming. Average me. Play some competitive. Rainbow.
Stop securing the container.
I'm going to Hollywood High right now. Future me, this is a talking about. Right now, I'm talking about the problems that I'm having. Nicole, my friend Andres. Just having a hard time.
1 op 4 remaining.
So basically, I had kind of, I don't want to say promised, but told this girl, Nicole.
Seconds remaining. Secure the biohazard container. Cease securing the room. 5 seconds. Secure the room. Protect the bio container.
Look.
1 friendly operator remaining.
Okay.
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
Where was I? So, okay, there's a girl named Nicole Gonzalez. I am currently 16 years old, 11th grade, 2nd semester, going to Hollywood High, here in Los Angeles. Nicole used to be a, well, I hope she is a good friend of mine.
Barricade the room. We need to protect the biohazard container.
A good friend of mine in 9th
Op 4
and
drone
10th
has
grade.
found the biohazard container.
She used to go to the same middle school as me, Bancroft. And I didn't really talk to her. I didn't really talk to Nicole in middle school, but
10 seconds remaining.
I kind of heard about her because
Down to 5 seconds.
she had a somebody had told me that she had a crush on me. I think it was my good friend Jason. And they had told me that that she liked me. You know, middle school kids.
Stop worrying about grenades now.
And me being me, I don't know what I was going through my head. I guess I said ew. Because I didn't know who she was at the time, and I was like, who's this Nicole? And they showed me who she was, and I said ew.
Zone, you will be detected by hostiles.
And Yeah, I had said ill. Oh shit.
Heartbeat sensor deployed.
And
You have entered an enemy-controlled area. Leave now. Your location has been compromised.
fuck.
Op 4, last
kinda
operator
risky.
standing.
Alright, doing some risky shit. I had said ill, and I don't remember saying that, but I guess I did. She had told me later on when we started to talk. And fuck, I'm trying to think. Alright, after that, I didn't really pay much attention to her, you know, because I had at the time a, a middle school girlfriend. Her name was Madeline. I don't want to say she was like Madeline was bad or anything, but I don't know. I honestly don't know what happened between us. Middle school
Op 4
relationships,
eliminated.
you know how it is.
Mission successful.
So middle school relationship. Yeah, so I had broken up. Then it was 8th grade when this happened. This all happened. I think I just repeated myself, but yeah, 8th grade when this all happened, and graduated from, or culminated rather, from my middle school. And in 8th grade I had Mandarin class.
Locate the biohazard container.
And in that Mandarin class I met a... Okay, this is basically... No, what the fuck am I talking about, dude? What the fuck am I talking about? I went from Nicole to Madeline, and now about
Good work.
I was
The
about to
biohazard
mention another
container has been
dude.
located.
I'm a fucking player, what can I say? No, just kidding. Okay, back to Nicole, because that's what's going on right now in my life.
10 seconds to go.
So
5 seconds.
in 9th grade is when we really started talking. We both went to Fairfax.
Proceed to the biohazard container and secure it.
Fairfax High. Fairfax High is a really important place to me, because Fairfax, a lot of things happened at Fairfax. I met a lot of friends, you know, it was my first high school. What the fuck is that red light?
I'm out!
Okay. Yeah, I met a lot of good friends. Made a lot of good friends. A lot of friends from my middle school went to Fairfax. Fortunately, you know, some of them you just stop talking to. But Nicole, I started talking to her,
RDD scanning!
and
Enemy located. Second floor.
and at the time I was in another relationship with a girl called Lexi Sportillo.
Scanning for electronic devices.
And
Detected.
And I didn't have any classes with Lexis, but I did have her in Mandarin class in 8th grade. That's where I was gonna go to. So I was gonna talk about, but I got back on track with Nicole. Okay, So I was with Lexis and
Scanning.
Jesus,
Stay
dude,
sharp.
where the fuck? This fucking camera.
One op 4 remaining.
Dude,
RED
are
sweeping.
you serious?
Drones up and running.
Okay, now.
Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
Lexis, okay. At the time I was with Lexis, and I didn't have any classes with her, but I did have a couple classes with Nicole Gonzalez. And as it turns out, because I had so many classes with Nicole, I started getting closer to her because in some of those classes I knew that she went to Bancroft, my middle school. But I didn't have anyone else to talk to, so you know, you know how it is, the loner life, you know, the freshman.
Secure the room. We need to protect the biohazard container.
So I started talking to her while I was still with Lexus. And it turns out I started to fall for Nicole
Securing the wall.
Op 4 drone located the biohazard
because of how much I
container.
talked to her and I was closer to her. I got to know her better. You know, she would just always
10
smile
seconds
and
to
laugh
insertion.
for everything.
5
I would
seconds
tell
to
a joke
insertion.
and she would laugh at it, like no matter what, and it's just
Protect
how
the
good.
biohazard container at all costs.
Making somebody laugh. That's what I always try to do. Me being me, all the people that know me, you know, I always try to make them smile in some sort of way. It's just, I love making people happy. It's a really good feeling. Gives you a really good feeling. Gives me a really good feeling. So, just doing that, just getting closer to her, and eventually something happened down the line between me and Lexus that made us separate. But I mean, it was bound to happen. Ouch. It was bound to happen because as it turns out, Lexus was gonna move schools and move apartments due to family issues. But let's not get into that. It's cold. Hold on. Get a fucking jacket. I'm fucking cold.
Friendly, last operator standing.
Jacket.
Protect the biohazard container.
I'm fucking shaking. Alright. What was I? Okay. Yeah, so it was bound to happen eventually. So we ended things, and
Stop the hostiles from securing the biohazard container.
I have this. Well,
Mission failed.
Damn.
All friendlies have been neutralized.
if that Claymore was in there, oh, dumbass didn't look down. Oh well. It was bound to happen. So we did that. We broke up, but she had noticed that I was getting closer to Nicole because we had so many classes together. I would always, you know, walk with her through the hallways to different classes, and we just walk to the classes together. And we, Lexus would see us passing by in the hallways once in a while. And yeah,
You
so
need
she
to
kind of
locate the
got the hint
biohazard
that I was
container.
like falling for Nicole, and I was,
Nicely
and I
done.
couldn't
The
deny it.
biohazard container has been located.
So um, from that point, I kind of just went on. Um,
10 seconds to go.
and
5 seconds to insertion.
I would always tease her, you know, she would always ask me a couple times in
Biohazard
class.
container
We
located.
had a
Proceed to its
teacher,
location.
his name was Mr. Bodner. I think it was third period, I'm gonna say third period. Um, she would ask me here and there, you know, now that I broke up I had separated from Lexi's, she knew I would always update her. Um, she would ask me like, do you have a crush on anyone, you know, do you like somebody? And you know, I would tell her no, I don't, because, you know, it was her that I had a crush on. You know, I didn't want to. Oh
Enemy spotted. Third floor.
fuck,
Enemy
I lost
spotted.
where I was.
Third
Okay,
floor.
yeah, I didn't want to tell her because, you know, I just thought it was too fast, and I just, overall, I was just nervous to tell her that I had feelings for her. So, what the fuck?
Shock ready. Get out of here. Cluster charge line.
I'll fix you up.
So I was nervous to tell her that I had feelings for her. And
15 seconds left.
eventually, I did. I don't remember when, but
10 seconds remaining.
no, well, I would give her hints. I
Hostile
heard
activity.
her. I
Neutralize the
just
threat.
reacted way too
One
fucking.
friendly operator remaining.
I had given her hints. She would always ask me, and I'd be like, yeah, I do.
Hostile activity.
Like,
Securing the container.
ooh, I wouldn't tell her. I'd be like, you know,
Op 4 eliminated.
I'm not gonna tell you. I just don't want to tell you. She's been like, why? And I would give her hints. Like, she would ask me questions like, can you give me hints at these? I was like, alright, well, she has black hair, and it's nice, long hair. And she was like, black hair, what else? And I was like, no, that's all I'm gonna give you for today. And I'd keep on teasing her. She'd be like, why? And she, a couple days later, you know, she'd ask more questions, and I'd give her more hints. Give her more hints. And she would just she would keep asking me, and I'd just keep answering and giving her hints. Until eventually I started giving, you know, it came to the point where I would be walking her to class. I would be saying goodbye to her, you know, by the stairs. And one day I kind of just confessed to her that I liked her. I was really interested in her. And oh, excuse me. And she told me that really, you know, she was like, really? And I was like, yeah. She was like, no way, me too. She was interested in me too. After I can't believe it.
Locate the biohazard container.
After like after all that time, from I think it was the first semester of 8th grade till like maybe this, it was in, I think it was May 27th, I think was the day that I asked her out. And if you're watching this video, Nicole, I'm sorry if I got it wrong. Yeah, I think it was in May. It's May 27, May 26th.
Insertion in 10 seconds. 5
and,
seconds before insertion. Well done. Biohazard container located.
Yeah.
Proceed to the biohazard container and
I
secure
asked
it.
her out, and she, after all that time, she still liked me apparently. So, you know, things were cool. Down the line, I asked her, and it's like, did I make it too obvious that I liked you? And she was like, well, when I would ask you, you know, you would say the girl that you like had black hair and stuff, and I would give all these details, and she would just suspect that it was her. I mean, she was right. Oh shit.
Enemy located. Second floor.
Whew. Oh no!
Hostiles, stop securing the container.
Turn right. Locate enemy. Dining room.
Okay, yeah, she would,
Hostile activity. Neutralize the threat. Securing the container. Hostile activity. Resume securing the container once the threat is neutralized.
Ready in concussion.
Secure the biohazard container. Op 4 last stop standing. Resume securing the container once the threat is neutralized. Op 4 eliminated.
yeah, she was like, yo, I kind of got a hint when you were giving all these, like, things that kind of related to me, you know, like the black hair and all this stuff. And I was like, I mean, there's a lot of girls with black hair, but okay. And, you know, I started dating her. She went to, she joined sports eventually. She joined softball, the softball team, the Fairfax softball team. She was great. She was great at it. She played, she was the pitcher
Barricade the room. We need
for
to
the
protect the
Fairfax
biohazard
softball
container.
team. She had a great a great throw, a great arm rather.
Device activated.
I watched a couple of her games, you know, I cheered her on.
Op 4 located the biohazard container.
And
Barbed wire set.
yeah, it was all good for a while.
Reloading.
10 seconds to
Until
insertion.
I started getting these
5 seconds to insertion.
these negative thoughts
4 has
in my
located
head.
the biohazard.
I've always had a problem with getting negative thoughts in my head. Most wrong times. I don't know why. But it just happens.
Device placed.
And
Activated device.
you know, these negative thoughts really impacted our relationship.
Barricaded door.
Reload. Reload!
Fuck, bro, I'm basically fucked this round. Ah! Hold on, give me a sec.
Back change.
Op 4, last stop standing. Op 4 is securing the biohazard container. One friendly operator remaining. Stop the hostiles from securing the biohazard. Op
Oh,
4 eliminated. Mission successful.
yeah, she joined softball team. She was a great pitcher. You know, the best pitcher on the team. You know, she would go to other schools and play. She would sometimes have home games. That's when I would watch her most of the time. You know, but that took up a lot of time from, like, a lot of us time. You know, we didn't really get time for each other from that point on. And I don't know, I would get all these negative thoughts. I just,
Locate the
things
biohazard
weren't the
container.
same, and I would just begin to lose interest. It's as fucked up as it sounds. Yeah, I would begin to lose interest. It's a thing that even happened while I was dating the
Nicely
girl
done.
before.
The
and I
biohazard
was like,
container has been
begin to
located.
lose interest, and it would just happen. But I would still be with her, and you know. I'm not one of those douchebag guys.
10 seconds before
Oh.
insertion.
You know, at least I try not to be.
5 seconds before insertion.
I always respect my girl.
Biohazard container
I was
located.
grown up
Proceed
to
its
respect
location.
women. intros, you know, by my dad. My dad really taught me a lot with that stuff. And you know, I would never hurt or try to hurt a girl mentally, nor physically, on purpose. Physically, hell no. That's messed up. Oh shit.
Reload! Throwing flashbang.
Swapping mag.
Flashing coming.
Swapping mag. Get clear.
Op 4 last operator standing.
Stay clear of the blast.
Oh wow, potato aim, holy shit. Whew.
Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
Yeah, I started getting these negative thoughts. It just happens. Other than that, you know, I was as nice as ever to her. It's just a thing that, you know, comes and goes. My negative thoughts, and it just fucks me over all the time. Not all the time, but you know, it fucks me over whenever it comes by. And I would start texting her things like,
We need to protect the biohazard container.
I would just
Secure
basically
the room.
just text her dry, like, you know, probably send a couple of emojis here and there, you know, heart emojis. Well, yeah, I didn't really do that.
Op 4
dry.
located the biohazard container.
Losing interest. And she noticed, so one day she confronted me. You know, we would hang out at a table along with some other buddies.
Down to 10 seconds.
Jammer ready to activate.
5 seconds. to
She
insertion.
confronted me, and it was in front of them. So, you know,
Op 4
I
has
was
located
very-
the biohazard container.
Breaking air compression. All set. is active in this sector.
I was like, oh, what is this? And so I just pulled her aside and I
Got enough of you.
talked to her.
Barricade up.
You know, saying that she got the wrong idea, you have the wrong ideas. And she was saying things like, oh, I can tell you're losing interest. I was like, no,
Located enemy.
what makes you say that? They're like, no, what makes you say that? And she
Jammer activated.
There was some other
Op
things,
4,
but I'm not
last
gonna mention
operator
it.
standing.
Because privacy stuff. Um, but
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
but hold on. I'm just gonna check if this has actually been fucking recording. If this has not been recording, like, if the fucking I just want to check if okay. I think it is, right? It is, right? Right? Come on, hello, hello. Hello, hello. I just want to check it. Okay. Okay, it is. Okay, yeah. I heard myself. So, where was I? Oh. So she pulled me aside, she started saying some stuff, and I was like, yeah. What can I say? It's, you know, I didn't want to tell her it was true, but I guess at some point we did, we eventually ended things. But I'd like to call it a break because it lasted like 2 days after. We both lasted 2 days without each other after that because we would still hang out at the same table and we would just ignore each other. I had told her she was she was my best friend. So didn't I didn't want that to end the way that we acted towards each other. So I told her I was like, if we're really gonna end things, I don't want anything to change between us. Obviously, some things will be different. We won't be doing the same thing we used to do, but I at least want to be, you know, friends how we used to be. And this is in the first semester of 10th grade. This is all going down the first semester of 10th grade. Alexis was gone by then. She had moved. Oh shit. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Okay. Alexis had moved. So we didn't last very long. We both admitted that we were still thinking about each other, and I was acting really weird and I was feeling really weird. I guess I was just like, I don't know, I just couldn't get her out of my mind, and I eventually we got back together. It's a couple of days after. I've always had a problem with people, like, with peer pressure. A lot of people pressure me into doing things. Obviously not stupid things. I can tell the difference between stuff like that, but with love specifically, love is just a really, it's a really nice thing, but at the same time, it's really dangerous. It's a really dangerous thing. You know, with love, you can either be the happiest person in the world with whoever you are with, or you can get broken and just make you the most miserable person. But eventually, you'll get over it, hopefully. I know there's some people that might, you know, commit suicide over things like this. I would never do that. I wouldn't do that. But, you know, some people do. And it just sucks. Where am I? Where was I? Ah, so yeah, we got back together, and things were better. Things got 10 times better, like after we got back together. From that point, you know, she was still going to games, and I would always tell her, you know, when we're gonna hang out. She's like, oh, I can't, you know, got practice, I got games. Yeah, if it wasn't softball season, then it was practice that she would go to after school, and I couldn't stay that late. I had to be home. That was all the first semester of 10th grade. The second semester of 10th grade was life-changing in a way for me and for Nicole. After we got back together, it seemed like our bond was better in a way. We were more open to each other. And we wouldn't hide anything from each other. And, you know, we wanted to get closer. So we did a couple of things that we were not supposed to do. I'm not gonna mention too much, but we did a couple of things that we weren't supposed to do. This was on May 27th, 26th, on our anniversary. It just so happened to be we were in the magnet program at that school, and it just so happened to be a magnet picnic, basically, where all the students from the ninth grade to 12th, from freshmen to seniors, we would all go to the picnic, 5th and 6th period. And it was on a Friday. You know, it was cool. You play sports. You could bring food, order pizza. You know, delivery men go in the front, this and that. We ordered pizza. I bought like 2. Little help from my buddy Ivan. And on that day, we decided to do some things we weren't supposed to do. Not drugs or anything, but you know, you know, those things that thing that you do when when you really love somebody. Yeah, we were gonna do that, and we, you know, it was my first time and her first time, so we were both kind of scared. This was after the picnic ended. It was the end of the day, and we went, you know, somewhere, and we got caught. I'm not gonna say all the details, but we didn't. We got caught. We heard people coming, so we, you know, got our stuff, and nothing happened. We did a couple couple things, but we didn't do it. So, we heard somebody coming. they knocked, and we didn't know what to do. They were locking up. It was around 4 o'clock, and she told me, just get ready. I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna open the door and you just run. So I was like, okay. So, we were getting ready. I was heart racing. I was scared. I was like, damn, I don't do these kind of things, right? I consider myself a good kid. Like, I don't fucking get in trouble. I don't fucking smoke weed and shit like that. I don't do that stuff. That's stupid. But I just yeah, she told me run, so I did. She went out and I ran, and we ran down the hallway, and the person that was knocking at the door just so happened to be the fucking vice principal locking up after school. And I was just, shit, no. He saw my face, and I think earlier that week I had gotten in trouble for doing something else, but it wasn't big. I know I just said I'm the kind of kid that doesn't get in trouble, but you get me. It was for a school project. I brought it. It was like a pretend gun, and some sub was like, what is that? Yeah, they called security up here and just did a fucking search, and they found that. Okay, but he saw my face, and I was like, shit. And I saw his face. I was like, damn, it's fucking him. And we were running down. We ran down the hallway towards the front of the school. It was on the 3rd floor, and I could hear him. He was describing our clothes, and he was on the radio, radioing people. The other people that were on campus, and we ran, and we got to the end of the hallway, and there was stairs to our left and another hallway to our right that leads to further down the hallways. And she said, okay, from here we split up. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, just go. And I was like, okay. And then we split up. So that hallway that we were in, that corner, if you go 2 more floors down, it's the front of the school. So she went down, and I think she went for the front entrance. Where there's adults watching the front entrance. She went for the front entrance, and she got stopped. And I didn't know it then, but I ran down the hall. And after we split up, I was like, okay, we split up. Ran down the hall, then took another right, and I went down the other corner, right across from it. No, not across. You get me? I went right, then I went right again, and I took a left to the stairs. And I went through the back gate. It was closed off, but I was like, shit. I just threw my backpack over, and I climbed up, and I jumped over, and I took the 14. I took the Beverly home. And as I was on the Beverly, I was scared. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I got home, and I just, first thing I did was, I didn't even know, actually. Nicole texted me and she said, oh, I got caught. She told me, and I was like, shit, fuck, it's fucking over. Dude, we're gonna get in so much trouble. Things happened. Eventually I had to tell my parents, and yeah. told my parents. And after that, that's where it all changed. It all pretty much went downhill. I went to school on Monday and they called me in and we had a lot of talks, and eventually, yeah, there was a lot of talk. A lot of people got involved. Not a lot of students, not students, but you know, uh, yeah, some things happened. Um, I uh um trying to remember. Okay. And basically we had to end our relationship because of that. We lasted a good year and 7 months. Um, and yeah, that was all in. That was the second semester of 10th grade when that all went down. Then, junior year came around the corner, 11th grade. So I went to school, first day of school, um, Fairfax. I went there the first day, and I think it was the first or second. I know, I went there for 2 days. I went there for 2 days. On the second day, they had moved me and Nicole. We weren't allowed uh, at Fairfax we basically got not expelled, but like suspended. I guess you could say suspended. But no, I don't know. We weren't allowed to go to Fairfax for, I believe it was a semester, a whole semester. So that happened. I was like, dang. And I told her, you know, I think she was afraid and this and that. And I told her, that we'll um, continue things after high school, maybe, hopefully. But I told her that not during school right now, because I have to try to focus the best I can. And with her, with all this, a distance relationship, I've never had it, don't want to. It's just, it doesn't seem like it's a good idea. I've seen a lot of things happen between distant relationships. You really gotta it, you gotta have a lot of trust in your other person to do a distance relationship. Not that I didn't trust her, but I just didn't want to go through that. And if anything happened, I just no, I don't want to deal with it. So, um, once that all happened, I went there for 3 days. Yeah, they told us that I had to go to a different school. My dad was there along the way, and so was my mom. Um, we didn't really tell any of our family members. I chose not to. I didn't really want to tell, but I don't know if anybody's gonna watch this. But yeah, that's what happened. If any of my family watches this, that's what happened. Some things happened. I know I told a lot of people that the reason I switched was because of because I wanted to try something different, but no, it's because of that. Um, but I don't regret it. I don't regret it. I really don't. It was was a different experience. Because that's all I can say. It was a different experience, and yeah. So I switched to Hollywood High 3 days into the semester, and I had chosen Hollywood High because it's closer to my home. Well, I think Bernstein is, but my parents say that they didn't want me to go to Bernstein, so I was like, okay, I'll just trust them. And plus, I have a lot of friends who tell me some things about Bernstein. Yeah, so we chose Hollywood High, and turns out that Hollywood High has something that I'm really interested in, and it's computer design, um, digital imagery, and I was like, hey, you know, it's something new. I gotta try it. That's what my dad told me. It was like, it's a new chapter in your life. Just start. You're starting fresh. Just you do you. And yeah, I basically I just moved to Hollywood, and from that point on, I've been here in Hollywood. And she went to another school. She lives by Citadel. She lives around Citadel. That's pretty far from where she used to go, was Fairfax. Um, this game is not working, dude. What the fuck? I don't even know if I can close it. Hold on. I hope it doesn't stop the stream. If it stops the stream, then I'm just gonna start again.